Alright guys, this is Preston from Kaijudo once again, and here I am with a deck build. This deck is based over the card Orion, and basically it's a ramp deck to Orion. To see how fast you can get to him, and then if your opponent destroys him, to have all kinds of little neato tricks go off. So I'll start doing it. The deck kind of explains itself. So right off the bat, and we're going to start with the green first. 3 Pricklebacks. This guy's really essential just for the fact that he's a 1-drop, and sometimes if you're going up against Rush, it's early aggro and it still puts pressure on them too. So you start out with some early drops that you may need, and Prickleback is one of them. Next, 3 Sprouts, because again, we're trying to ramp up to Orion as fast as we can, so Sprout is essential. 2 Moonhowler Tribes, and we use these because again it's early game and we are using bait for Bronze Arm Sabertooth, who's very essential in this deck, so this is another bit of bait right there. 3 Return to Soils. I'm going to say this 100 times I swear in this format. Return to Soil and Bone Blades need to be in your guys' decks. It's early answers to things like Neuron and Laser Arm Draken. It's just early answers, and it's low mana, so all those little like low evolution cost creatures still get hit by this. So like Bronze Arm Sabertooth and Emperor Axon and all that stuff still get hit by this. It's a very important card. Next is 3 Reaping Sows. That, like Thunder Sultan said a long time, like once the card came out, he said this card was going to be brutal, is going to set the format. I don't know about setting the format, but this card is amazing, guys. This card, beyond belief, has been one of the best additions to green right now. It's definitely giving green the ability to kind of almost stand alone. I love this card, and again, it's very important for mana building, and I also get to draw a card off of it. 3 Bronze Arm Tribe, and again, I'm trying to build up mana as fast as I can. He's bait for Bronze Arm Sabertooth, and he builds mana, and it's very essential for this deck. Next is 3 Bronze Arm Sabertooth. Okay, this guy has actually become, besides Orion, this guy is actually kind of an MVP of the deck. Sometimes I don't even get to Orion in this deck. If I'm going up against Rush, I might actually tend to outrush Rush. And this card is brutal that way. And in that case too, this card, if it's such a big threat on the field that people want to get rid of it. So it also helps me build up to Orion. So we'll say that I get this at turn 4, okay? And then they kill it next turn with like a Bone Blades. Next turn I have 7 mana. I'm already, it just helps because of what, like, it's such a good card for mana ramp, and it puts so much pressure on the field. He is so strong. I love Bronze Arm Sabertooth. He's right up there. Next card, Tendril Grasp. Okay, if I know I'm going up against a control deck, Tendril Grasp is my best friend. Because what I'll do is I'll swarm the field with all my low-cost creatures that you've seen in here, and then I'll Tendril Grasp and build up my own mana sometimes. And it works. It works a lot, actually. And Tendril Grasp is also, it slows down Rush. So my deck being not so rushy, on the other hand, this card helps. And since I have things out there like Bronze Arm Sabertooth that don't get hit by Tendril Grasp, it's pretty nice against Rush. So, and the other evolutions, Neuron and Laser Arm Draken, definitely get hit by Tendril Grasp. I love this card. I think this card actually is my second favorite card in the format right now, besides Orion. I love this card, guys. It sucks that it's a rare. I thought it'd be an uncommon, but hey, it's still a really good card. And of course, as a staple in all green decks, root traps. And especially with how fast I'm ramping up mana in this deck, I can cast root trap. I would say on an estimate, like on an average turn base, I can cast root trap around turn 5. I would not have a problem getting it out on turn 5. So it's actually really nice. This deck's actually really fast, and sometimes this deck actually helps your opponent ramp mana. But I'm not too worried. You shouldn't be worried about that with this deck because you have your answers that are up in the high levels actually are going to be a little bit stronger than theirs. So next is 2 Sunstock Seeds. I had it at 3. I keep it at 2 because mainly I don't block. Sunstock Seed normally will go in mana. This is just like just in case, guys. Like sometimes I draw it and it's 1v games because I got one blocker just to block one more shield for the turn. This I don't know. I like this card. I keep it in the deck. I might find something to replace this card with. I don't know. We'll see. Next is 2 Storm Spark Blast. I only play 2 of these because I don't really need any more mass answers. I have Root Traps, Return to Soils. I have Tendril Grasp, which I love. I should not have problems with Rush or anything in this deck because of my Tendril Grasp and Storm Spark Blast. That doesn't mean that I don't get beat by Rush, guys. That just means, in a theoretical point, this deck shouldn't have a problem with Rush. Next is Radiant, the Lawbringer. Again, this guy is normally bait for Orion. And I'll show you that little lineup. I showed you on a video earlier today. So Radiant. And then 3 Ursa, the Overlord. Very important. Another Orion bait card. And I choose 3 of him over like 2 of him and 2 Radiants because his ability, Paralyzing Presence, allows you to tap all creatures that don't have blocker, which goes really well with another bait you'll use, which is Sasha. And you run 3 Sashas in this deck. And Sasha isn't only bait for Orion because, again, in this deck you ramp up to 9 mana so quick that your opponent will be playing his evolution creatures and everything and swinging at your shields. This card actually stalls opponents and leaves 5,500 creature on the field. Being able to shuffle their evolution cards into their deck, especially things like Bronze Arm Sabretooth, or when you're playing against Mono Darkness, things like Hydra Medusa, because they can just get it out of their graveyard. Shuffling it in their deck is just like an awesome answer, and they only can draw 1 card at a time, so this is awesome. I love this card. It's definitely doing really good in this format. Sasha's she's bringing it in, guys. And lastly but not least, 3 Orions. This card's my favorite card, guys. He's brutal. One of my favorite turns I got off in this deck was I set him on the field and one guy terror pitted him, just wiped him off the field, and I was like, oh crap. And I wasn't sure what I was going to get because a lot of times like I'll only get 1 light creature that I want off the draw. Well, I had gotten another Orion, a Sasha, and an Earth. Like, it was ridiculous. The card worked out, and it's a rare occasion for the deck to work out that way, but I love this card to death, guys. And I hope if you guys want to use this deck, you do. It's not a deck that's on a budget by any means, and I'm sorry about that, but I love this deck and I use it all the time, so hope you guys enjoyed that, and that was the Orion Radiant Fairy deck. Peace out.